Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic and one of the leading architects of modern AI, recently issued a quiet but staggering warning. AI could eliminate 50% of all entry-level white-collar jobs within the next 5 years, potentially pushing structural unemployment in these sectors to 10 to 20%. It's a massive structural shift in the labor market. But the data reveals something completely counterintuitive. The jobs facing the highest automation risks aren't the one we traditionally thought, and the safest career path might actually shock you. But don't panic just yet, because I have done some independent research on this, and later in this video, I will show you exactly how to position yourself to thrive in this new environment and stay ahead of it, saving the best till last. If you want to see how corporate America is preparing for this new reality, just take a look at Amazon's recent workforce restructuring. They recently cut 16,000 corporate workers, bringing their total reduction to 30,000 roles, roughly 10% of their corporate workforce. Normally, a company sheds headcounts of this magnitude because they're bleeding cash. But Amazon just reported exactly $180.2 billion in net sales in the September quarter alone last year. At the exact same time, they are reducing their corporate workforce. They're committing a staggering $125 billion in capital expenditure to build out AI. This pattern of record profits, record AI spending, and record layoff happening simultaneously is incredibly telling. It signals a fundamental reallocation of capital. Companies aren't just cutting costs. They're actively defunding human capital to fund compute infrastructure and AI agents. It tells us that for the first time in modern history, massive corporate growth is decoupling from traditional white-collar job creation as executives look to automate roles rather than hire humans. Corporate PR teams often frame these layoffs as simply removing bureaucracy, but analysts recognize a growing trend known as AI washing. If a CEO admits they overhired during the pandemic or mismanaged their workforce, their stock price might take a hit. But if they cut expensive roles and point to forward-thinking AI efficiencies, Wall Street rewards the perceived innovation and the market cap often goes up. It turns bad news into a stock pump. But exactly whose jobs are being automated? Let's be honest, we can't fully trust the corporate spin to give us the real story. So let's look at what was said by the credible insiders who are building the technologies itself. And that person is Andrej Karpathy, who helped fund OpenAI and directed AI at Tesla, who decided to map out the blast radius. He analyzed the Bureau of Labor Statistic data covering 143 million US jobs and used an AI model to score every single occupation on a 0 to 10 scale, based on how easily it could be automated. The results were so striking and sparked such an immediate panic online that Karpathy actually scrubbed the data repository from the internet. But as everyone knows it, the internet is forever, and the data revealed the ultimate plot twist. For decades, the conventional wisdom was that manual labor was highly vulnerable to automation, while a university degree provided a safe harbor. Karpathy's analysis proved the exact opposite. If you make over 100 grand a year sitting at a keyboard, your job has a highly elevated exposure score of 6.7 out of 10. If you make under 35 grand working with your hands, your average score is just 3.4. Think about that. AI can easily write code, draft legal contracts, and run variance analysis. Software developers, accountants, and financial analysts scored 8s to 9s. But you simply cannot vibe code a toilet installation. Roofers, plumbers, and electricians scored a 1 or 2. The more you earn at a screen, the higher your exposure to AI capabilities. So how do you successfully navigate this labor shift? You look for roles tied to physical infrastructure. During a gold rush, the guys who gets rich aren't the ones digging for gold. The guys who gets rich are the ones selling the shovels. shovels. In the AI gold rush, the shovels are copper wires, industrial cooling system, and steel. The tech giants, Alphabet, Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon, are pouring nearly $700 billion into building massive AI data centers. Amazon's new Louisiana facilities alone requires 1,700 electricians and technicians. This digital revolution requires a massive physical foundation, and the labor market simply doesn't have the manpower to build it. We're seeing a massive supply and demand imbalance in the blue-collar sector. The US Electrical Union is losing 20,000 retiring electricians a year, while facing 80,000 open positions. Because of this severe scarcity, the trades are commanding a massive wage premium. Advertised wages for HVAC engineers are already up 10 to 15%, and six-figure salary for these new-collar trade workers are becoming the standard. The plumber isn't being replaced by the AI. The plumber is charging a massive scarcity premium to build the AI's house. But what if you're an office worker who has no intention of putting on a tool belt? The most crucial thing to understand is the emergent divide between knowledge economy. There are workers who will be replaced by AI, and there are workers who will use AI to become entirely irreplaceable. If you master these tools, you don't just survive. You command a massive premium. Recent data shows that professionals who demonstrate specialized AI skills are already earning wages that are, on average, 25 to 56% higher than their peers in identical roles. Without those skills, you need to transition from being a standard employee to becoming an AI center, a hybrid worker who is substantially more productive than a traditional human worker. The second step to securing your position is doubling down on the specific skill that makes knowledge worker incredibly hard to automate. AI is exceptional at processing structured data, drafting documents, and generate code. However, it completely lacks human context. To become irreplaceable, you need to lean heavily into judgment, complex decision-making, and relationship building. A language model cannot read the subtle emotional shifts in a high-stake negotiation. It cannot build localized trust with a skeptical client, and it doesn't process the lived experience required to make complex, nuanced judgment calls in unprecedented environments. These durable human skills are about to become your most valuable assets. Finally, it's important to look at Kapasi's own optimistic interpretation of his data. While a high AI exposure score might seem terrifying, he points out that high exposure actually signals massive opportunity. Take software development, which scored an 8 or 9 out of 10. Yes, AI can write code, but if one developer armed with AI tools can suddenly do the work of 3, the cost of producing software plummets. When the cost drops, the demand for software will likely skyrocket because there's so much latent demand in the market. Instead of eliminating the job, the massive boost in productivity could actually explode demand for that hyper-productive developer. High exposure doesn't automatically mean obsolescence. If you adapt, it means incredible leverage. The insider building these models are telling us clearly that the labor market is fundamentally shifting. The researchers who audited the data got so spooked, he deleted his findings. And corporate balance sheets shows that the restructuring of knowledge work has already started. The roles that will thrive in this new economy are the ones with high physical barrier to entry. Your digital output might be facing unprecedented competition, but knowing this market shift is happening before the rest of the crowd gives you the ultimate advantage. If you clicked onto this video, it means you're already getting ahead of the curve and researching on this exact topic. Sometimes there are a lot of doom and gloom out there, but remember to take life one day at a time, and as long as you stay curious and keep learning, you already beat majority of the competition. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting, please give it a like and subscribe so I can keep making videos just like this one. And don't forget to check out pandacatfinance.com for my free newsletter. I hope to see you soon in the next video.